What is Haben expedient means? In the expedient means chapter of the Lotus Sutra, it is decreed, honestly, discard the provisional teachings. Now I will reveal only the truth. The provisional teachings in this case indicate the Hinayana and Mahayana sutras which Shakyamuni had taught during the 42 years before he revealed the Lotus Sutra. To explain the Haben Pan, the second chapter, there are three meanings of expedient means set forth. Hoyu, expedient means. Natsu, expedient means. And Himyo, expedient means. Of these, the first two are used in Hinayana and provisional Mahayana sutras. Both of them are given as preparatory means for leading people to the true teaching of the Lotus Sutra. Thus, one should discard these two. Of the two provisional means, Hoyu expedient means is used for introducing the teachings which are best suited for the people's religious capacity, thereby leading them gradually to the true teaching. Natsu expedient means is used to make people realize that their knowledge of provisional teachings of Buddhism is useless and thus lead them to the true teaching. The last means, Himyo expedient means, has the true purpose of teaching the expedient means. Secret of Himyo, means what only the Buddha knows, and Myo mystic is a mysterious state of life which one cannot imagine. Then what is the Himyo expedient means? Nichiren Dai Shonin explains it through the parables of Eriju, a priceless gem hidden in a robe, and Choyaguji, the wealthy man and his son. Chapter 2. Section C. The Parable of the Wealthy Man and His Son. This is the parable presented in the Shinge chapter of Lotus Sutra, and is famous for the fact that four great bodhisattvas, Shubadai, Kaze-nen, Kasho and Mak-ken-ren, came to understand Shakyamuni's teachings through this parable. Once there was a son who in his youth left his home and father. After traveling in many countries, he found himself already at the age of over 50. However, he could only live from hand to mouth to maintain his aged and poor life. The father, worried about his son, constantly wished to find his heir from the very time of his departure, but he could never find out where the son lived. The father was a very rich man, lived in a castle, and his wealth was said to be uncountable. His treasury was filled with gold, silver, rubies, coral, amber, crystal and other rare things. Also he had countless number of servants and clansmen. Even though the father was respected and envied by many, he had one worry, his son who had been away from home for over 50 years. The father's only wish was to bequeath his property to his son. Unless he could hand over the treasure to his son, they would be scattered. Meanwhile, the wandering son, not knowing of his father's worry, he passed by the father's castle one day. The destitute son was seeking some work, but seeing his father wealthy as a king, surrounded by many servants, he was dumbfounded. He said, "Ah, I am in the wrong place. This must be a king, and it is not a place where my poor self can come and get work. I had better run away before I am caught and made his slave." So saying, the cowardly son fled. The father, observing the man at the gate, knew that it was his own son. Deeply gladdened in his heart, he ordered 2 of his retainers to run after him and bring him back. The base man was frightened and screamed, "I have done nothing wrong. Why do you arrest me? Help." Moreover, fearing that he might be killed, he lost his senses. The wealthy father, looking at him, splashed water to the son's face, and let him go. The distressed son was relieved and ran away to a town where poor men live. The father as an expedient means sent to his son 2 of shabby-looking retainers pretending to be night soil men. The 2 men said, "Why don't you come collecting night soil with us?" The reckless son was very pleased and said, "I will work with you, but pay me first." Then, after receiving the money in advance, the son began to work. The father, looking at his son dipping up night soil, felt sorry for his mean character. He, the father, dressed himself in shabby clothes and approached the son saying, "You are a man. Stop doing such a menial and dirty job. Pull yourself together and engage in proper work here. If you work hard, I will increase your income. Tell me whatever you want, be it salt or rice. You have some merits worthy of note. I am now so old that I will take care of you like a father. From now on stop your cunning lying, getting angry, being jealous of or reviling others." The unhappy son was impressed with the exceptional treatment by the wealthy man, but he kept on thinking that he was still a night soil man. After a lapse of 20 years, he gradually became intimate with the rich man's family and became familiar with the rich man. One day, the wealthy man fell ill. He knew he would soon die, so he called his son and taught him the place where the gold, silver and all his property were kept. He said, "I will hand them over to you. You may freely run a business with it, but take care not to lose it." The son used all the property of the rich man and became so honest that he never misused even a penny. However, he did not know that the property actually belonged to him. He was conscious only that he was a mere clerk for the rich man. Knowing that he was about to die, the wealthy man assembled his relatives, the king and his men, and all other responsible persons to a room of his castle and said, "Now, everyone, this is my son who fled my home, suffered many hardships for more than 50 years, traveling in many lands, and at last came back to my home. All of my property will be handed over to him. I hope you will be friendly to him." The honest son, upon hearing his father's words, felt unprecedented delight and said, "I never dreamed that I was his son. I have gained uncountable treasures without even seeking them." The wealthy father in this parable is Nichiren Dai Shonin himself, or the Dai Gohanzen. The wandering son stands for the people born in Mappo, the latter day of the law, and that he traveled through many countries away from his father, shows that people live unhappy life, completely forgetting the true faith. The fact that the destitute son ran away, even after he was found by his father, shows that people do not want to accept Buddhism smoothly, even after they are introduced to the Gohanzen. That the son was content in the meager occupation of night soil carrier, represents that believers are satisfied with small benefits, after accepting true faith. The unprecedented pleasure the son felt, when he inherited all his father's property, shows that the believers gain Buddhahood and cherish the confidence that, "I am a Buddha." In the above parable, the unhappy son works as a poor man until he realizes that he is in reality the son of the wealthy man. This is the himio expedient means. In the same way, people in the latter day of the law are all common mortals, but in reality, they are the original disciples of Nichiren Dai Shonin, the true Buddha, eternal Buddha. The acts of the Dai Shonin in the latter day of the law are the same as those he did as the true Buddha, eternal Buddha, in the infinite past. Once we realize that we ourselves are Buddhas, we will be behaving the same as we have done in the limitless past as the true disciples of the true Buddha, eternal Buddha. This is called the himio expedient means. Neo Rai, Himitsu, Jinzu, Shiriki, of the Juryo, Lifespan, chapter. Shows that Buddha can make all common morals Buddhas. It is the himio expedient means of the Buddha in which, before revealing the mysterious power of Jinzu Shiriki, the Buddha convinces of the fact that even they common mortals can attain Buddhahood. See in the expedient means chapter, there is a long phrase after the parable in which is revealed the himio expedient means. The phrase is condensed as follows: "You are in the states of learning shomen and realization engaku, but these are not the true purpose of your life. To attain Buddhahood is the final object of life. The fact that we are mere common mortals is in itself is himio expedient means, and the truth is that we are Buddhas. The Gohanzen is enshrined in our altar. The basic understanding of our faith should be to know that the Gohonzon in the family altar exists also within, in us.